Hi everybody. Every year I host a holiday crafts party, and in this video I'm going to talk about what we do, how we do it, what we've learned, and give you a lot of examples of crafts that we've made. So if that sounds fun, stick around. This all started about 22 years ago. I was having a horrible year. It had been terrible. And we were heading into the holidays and I thought, oh, this is going to suck. And then I took a deep breath and I thought, well, you need to do something to cheer yourself up. So I invited my girlfriends over and we did a Christmas craft and we had a Cosmo and we had a blast. And I ended up having a pretty good holiday. That party sort of put the world to right again. And about 10 months later, my friends started saying, are we going to do it again? Do you have a date yet? Can I get it on my calendar? And so I thought, well, okay. So we've been doing it pretty much every year since. I think we missed 2 years. One for COVID and one when I had my leg in a cast and I couldn't walk. But other than that, we've all gotten together and we've added friends over the years. We've lost a couple and we still have a blast. And this is what we do. My party is ladies only, but you can do this with anybody and even kids. A lot of these crafts are multi-generational. We've learned that the crafts can't be too hard or take too long. So 15 to 30 minutes is a sweet spot. That's a good time for a craft to take. And if it's so hard that people have to focus and follow complex instructions, then they're going to lose interest. So kids' crafts are really great for these things. So here's what we do. We have a few appetizers, there's lots of beverages, and then I have craft stations set up around the house. So for the appetizers, we like to do something seasonal, maybe the puff pastry, Christmas tree. I fixed cream cheese in the shape of a wreath and covered it with red and green pepper jelly. We've done baked brie with cranberry and just seasonal colors and tastes. There's always wine and lots of non-alcoholic beverages. My friends really like a warm drink for some reason, so spiced hot apple cider. This year it's going to be a cranberry fruit punch, heated up warm, and there's cookies and things like that. So if you like this kind of video, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a like below, and here are some examples of some of our favorite crafts from over the years. So I think this was one of the first crafts from the first party. This was a wine bottle, and you take mini lights and stuff it inside the wine bottle, and then you can decorate it with a star on top, a bow, floral pick, and you can use different kinds of bottles, anything that's tree shaped. And they look pretty when they're on at night, set the mood. We also did coasters made out of tile from the home improvement store with Mod Podge. The blue Mod Podge is dishwasher safe, so that's actually better than the red one. But put a little felt on the back. I like to do pictures from my travels. It reminds me of places I've gone, but you can do kids' photos, dogs. We can also do tissue paper or napkins. If you use the napkins, we like to take the backing off and you just Mod Podge those onto the tiles. You want to do several coats of Mod Podge and let them dry in between. It takes 20 or 30 minutes to dry, at least 2 or 3 coats. If you use the Dishwasher-Safe Mod Podge, you can wipe it off, but it won't be, I don't think it's dishwasher safe really, but you can just wipe it with a cloth and a little soap and it'll come clean that way. You can also do the same technique with bowls and plates. We've done these, and we use tissue, like wrapping tissue paper, and just do it on the back side, and don't put the Mod Podge on the plate side. And you can put food in it, but again, they're not really going to be washable, so you can just rinse them off. I use them for Christmas cookies. This was another fun project. These are water beads, and you layer in water beads and little trinkets, and then when you pour the water in, the beads disappear and it looks like things are just floating in water. And we topped them off with a floating candle, and that was a fun one too. These are clear ornaments plastic or glass, but plastic's better. And you take paint, acrylic paint or enamel paint, and dribble a little on the inside, and then swirl the ornament around, and the paint swirls, and then you add different colors to make these marbleized ornaments. And I especially like it with the metallic paints, gold and bronze and silver. And of course, bright red goes really well with those. And then you just put them upside down in an egg carton or something like that and let the rest of the paint dribble out. And then when they're dry, you can put the top back on and hang them on the tree or put them in a bowl. And I think they're quite pretty. Well, that one got real fancy. We did paint on glass. These are martini glasses from the dollar store, and just some more metallic paint, and I think a tiny little paintbrush to dot those. And then this is a Christmas tree forest of gold and silver trees. I like to put little votive lights or the battery operated lights in those and turn them on at night. Sets the mood. This one we raided the paint stores and got these sample paint chips and cut out Christmas shapes, ornaments, trees, things like that, and put them on cards, blank cards, and everybody made their Christmas cards that year. And we embellished them with gold stars and things like that. Oh, this is an ice candle. This gets a little messy. We took old candles that were used and not going to be burned anymore and melted them down. And you can use crayons to color in them. If you have white candles, you can put a lot of crayons in and it'll make them color. Melt the crayons in with the wax. And it takes a while. The smaller the pieces of the wax that you put in there, the faster they'll melt. I put in full candles, so it took a while to melt these down. And then we like to use egg cartons or milk cartons to make our molds. Be sure to get the wick out and keep stirring. And I'm using a double boiler here, and I actually got this at the thrift store, so I wouldn't ruin my own stuff. And then I take tiny little candles. You can get these at the dollar store also, narrow ones. Put them in the middle, and you put ice around the candle, or you can use a wick, and fill up your carton with crushed ice. And the smaller the crush, the lacier the candle will be. It also holds together a little bit better. And then when your wax is all melted, you just pour it into your container. I've put an old pan down because this is the part that gets messy. And you just fill up up to the wick level, the top of your candle, and the ice will help the wax get solid again. And the ice melts, so you need to drain them before you take them out of the containers, or you'll have water rushing out all over. And I just cut the containers away, and you get these lacy looking candles, and as you burn it down, the light shines through the holes, and it's quite pretty at night. I've also used like soda cans, the really thin aluminum soda cans, and made round ones, and then the soda can will cut with scissors also, so that's a way to get a round shape. This is a project I just did. I actually have a video on how I did this. I'll link that below. This is hand lotion or body lotion, but it's in solid form, so when you travel, it doesn't count as a liquid. And we found those cute containers to put it in. And this was a glass vase, and we put a paint and baking soda combination on it to make it look textured, so it looks like a ceramic paint. I have a video on how I did this also, and I will link that below too. My now ceramic vase. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you got some good ideas. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you'd hit that thumbs up button. I want to wish you all a very, very happy holidays, and thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.